Hi guys, welcome back to LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's time for commodities. Top picks 2024. I do have one short idea and three long ideas. You are going to be surprised. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Before we start, as usual, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave your comments. What is your top 2024 pick when it comes to the commodities? As I mentioned, one short, three long ideas. Let's start with the gold, and cannot be different. It's going to be the short idea based on what we already have here on the weekly chart. Well, the risk-reward ratio is in favor of the sellers, but of course you have to be extremely cautious. First thing first, we've seen triple top with stop count and rejection. Now, we are still trying to hold above the bottom of the breakout candle. So we are trying to hold 2000. From that perspective, if you are a very conservative trader, you want to see the break through that bottom as well as the break through that swing low over here. So you want to see this type of the price action, maybe to test again a 200 weekly moving average and then retest of that zone where some kind of the rejection could be your short setup like this. Okay, now if I'm correct on my way of thinking, the first target is going to be 50% of that particular consolidation over here, as well as these untested levels. So we are talking about the levels or the possible zone in between 1730 and 1615. It's quite wide, it's $100+ range, but don't forget that here we are still talking about the weekly chart. Well, if that's going to happen, you may want to try to take partial profit, and you may want to let the rest run. How low can we go in that case? Well, we have some kind of the possible demand where I haven't seen any kind of the stop taking, and we are talking about the levels around 1450 as the second target. So that's taking into the consideration where the possible stop loss is going to be. That's quite a nice trade from the risk-reward perspective. Okay, over to the next one. Now we have three long ideas. Let's start with Paladium. Basically, it's a pure technical analysis stuff. We are approaching the very important low from the weekly chart perspective, as well as we are following this downward aggressive channel, right? So what I would like to see before I'm going to jump in and buy, I would like to see attempt to go lower, leaving the lower shadow at the bottom of the channel, hitting the stops we've seen to the left side, and after this type of the price action, I may try to start to build a long position. I would think about adding into the position once we are going to get the weekly close above the top of that downward channel. In that case, we might see some kind of the retest of that low, and from here we may start to see the rally. Taking into the consideration the possible risk-reward ratio and the first target, well, it's all in favor of the buyers, and we are talking about the first target around 1700 and the next possible target somewhere around 2350, 2400. In that particular case, before we move further, you may want to think about the idea of being short gold and being long palladium with the same amount of the money, trying to make the pair trading. Okay, platinum. Here, before we will go further, it could also be the idea to be short gold and half long palladium, half long platinum as a pair triple trading possibility here. Now, patience is going to be needed because we are looking for the historical price action, what we've seen to the left side. So there is a still possibility we are going to see lower levels, and we are talking about the zone something around 755, 750. And that's the point number one. Point number two is that, similar to what we discussed on the palladium, I would like to see some kind of the rejection, meaning that the market is trying to move lower with the lower wick, lower shadow, where we are going to see the buyers to step in and maybe some kind of the retest before we are going to go higher. How high can we go in this type of the possible price action? Well, in that case, I cannot rule it out levels close to 1150 or even moving higher above 1320. So that's how I see the things related to the platinum. And finally, we are going to talk about the, well, natural gas. That's the monthly chart, and you see huge move to the downside. Let's switch to the weekly chart and let's have a look what we have and where we are. Before we've seen this monster rally to the upside, okay, over here, we have some kind of the small consolidation based on the weekly chart, and to be honest with you, we never retest that consolidation in a proper way. So basically, as of now, we are looking for the possible stop count below this particular lows from the very early 2023, and the same situation, I'm looking for attack of that particular consolidation. In that case, we are talking about the levels close to 185, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 185. And again, similar, before I'm going to do anything, because it's like trying to catch the falling knife on each and every case, I want to see some kind of the reversal. So again, we might see some kind of the price action like the stop hunt, with the buyers stepping in and trying to hold some certain levels. That's how I see all those things related to the commodities. With that being said, strongly encourage you do your own research and homework before risking real money. Wish you great next trading session. See you around. Take care and goodbye.